Thank you so much for joining us on Colorado & Company today. I'm Jackie Polisi in for Denise Plant. It's a cool, brisk fall morning, but it's still going to be warm enough this afternoon to fire up the grill. It won't stay in the 60s forever. We have a big cool down coming. That means it's time to change up what you're cooking for dinner. The National Pork Board has a great tool for that. It's called the Porkcast. And with me today is Chef Hosea Rosenberg from Black Belly Market. It's in Boulder, and it's in the Cocoa Kitchen today. And this morning we're whipping up some delicious recipes from the National Pork Board that would be great for any cool fall day. It smells terrific in here.
Well, that's because I'm cooking pork. What's not to like, right?
That's right. We call him Chef Bacon. Okay, so, you know, in Colorado, it's 70s and 80s one day, and then the next day it's down in the 50s, and you're thinking, oh, I can't do the recipe I thought I was going to do on the grill. But talk to us about what we can do with pork tonight.
Yeah, so I'm working with the National Pork Board, and they have a new website out there. It's porkbeinspired.com/Porkcast. It's the daily Porkcast. So you log in your location, and it tells you the weather, and then it tells you what you should be cooking. So this is one of the recipes I made for the website, and we're cooking pork with peaches and corn and potatoes and chipotle. We started this a couple months ago, so apples are more in season than peaches. So if you can't find any good peaches at your market, apples work great for this recipe too. But it's a roasted corn and chipotle mashed potato with roasted pork, a little salsa. It's great for this time of year. It's going to get cold this weekend. It was cold this morning. This is a really nice dish because it's got a little spice to it. It's got the pork. It's delicious. And
it looks great. It looks very fallish. You're going to put it on the table, and people, and even the kids are going to get excited about it because it's got color, it's got flavor. They know that, but there's some magic to it because it's pork, and we don't always choose pork.
No, it's so easy to cook. Pork goes with any weather, with any recipe. Yeah. It's so versatile. It's delicious. We do a lot of pork at our restaurant. We do whole animal butchery, so we're using every part of the pig. Today we've got the New York chop, or the loin chop, and it's a great, easy cut. It's really easy to cook. You just want to make sure you get it up to the right temperature, so somewhere between 140 and 165.
Yeah,
we're using it in a cast iron pan today. One of my recommendations is always pull the pork out, let it get to room temperature. It'll cook more evenly, and it'll cook more quickly and better if it's out. So I bring it out about an hour ahead of time, put a little salt and pepper on it, let it season the meat, and then we have our cast iron pan. This thing's so big that I can fit a couple orders in here, so I've got one cooking already.
Love it.
Just salt and pepper, get it in the cast iron. If the weather is agreeable, you can go outside and put it on the grill.
Right.
But today we're going to go inside and do it on the cast iron.
Now,
so,
is there some magic to the cast iron grill? Do we have to have a cast iron grill?
You don't have to have cast iron. Definitely something heavy bottomed if you've got a thicker pan. I love cast iron. They just cook so evenly. If you don't have a grill, something that's heavy duty. It doesn't necessarily have to be cast iron.
And you can put it right on the cooktop.
Right on the cooktop. This even works with induction, believe it or not. So we're going to cook it about 4 or 5 minutes on each side, depending on the thickness, until it's about 140 degrees inside. Meanwhile, in the same pan, I would roast my corn, so I'm not going to put it in there now, but do the same thing. Get it nice and hot for the corn and blister it. Again, you can do this on the grill or on the stovetop. We're going to take it off the cob, so we just get this roasted corn. I made some mashed potatoes ahead of time. We didn't want to wait 45 minutes for the segment, so there's a little cream and butter in these potatoes, and then we just add the corn. We've got some chipotle peppers, so this you can use with caution, especially if you're cooking for the kiddos.
That's pretty.
But we just chop those up.
Did you get a knife?
I thought I had a knife here, but
okay, while you're doing that, let's talk a little bit about that website again. So porkbeinspired.com/Porkcast, and you can find real-time menu suggestions based on your local weather. You were saying that in the beginning. It's really great for families, parents who just are out of ideas, right? Especially when that weather gets cold again. It's hard to come up with ideas that's going to please everyone.
Absolutely. It'll give you a good idea of what to make based on the weather. And great thing about pork, you know you're going to find it at the grocery store. It's inexpensive, it's filling, it's delicious, so you've got so many reasons to work with it. So anyway, we've got our chipotle, our corn, there's a little butter. I'm going to add a touch more cream to kind of soften these up. And then you always want to taste it. Your most important tool in the kitchen is your palate, so you want to make sure it tastes good.
Talk about pork. Why is that such a great protein source?
Well, first of all, it's the flavor. For me, you know, pork tastes good, bacon tastes good, pork chops taste good. It's versatile. It goes with so many different flavors, and the price point is great for families. You know, you can keep on a budget and still make a great dinner.
Yeah. And so when it comes time to cook pork, is there a technique or is there a tip that you have for cooking pork perfectly?
Well, one tip I have for the stovetop cooking, you don't want to hammer it. You don't want to have it on full high blast cooking. You want to cook it sort of evenly. So I have this on like a medium to medium high heat. You get the nice caramelizations on the meat, but you don't cook it through. If you cook it too hot too fast, it'll kind of curl and bend and won't look as pretty, and you can dry it out a little bit. So pork likes to be cooked in a more of a medium high heat, not a full blast.
You know, my favorite part is that caramelized, sweet, just overcooked a little bit on the top and bottom. Oh, nothing
Well, that's
better.
what I did on this one. I got it kind of around the edges too, so you get that nice brown edge. It's a little bit crunchy where the fat is, and makes for a great eat. Yeah.
Chef Hosea, you were on Top Chef.
That's right.
Impressive.
Yeah.
We just have a second. Tell us about that. That's
I
fantastic.
was on the show season 5, so it's been a couple years now, but it opened up a lot of doors, allowed me to travel all over the country and the world and meet great chefs, a lot of my heroes, and it allowed me to do my own thing. So I started my own business a couple years ago called Black Belly. We started doing some farming, so that's the name. It's actually a breed of sheep that we raise on the farm. But we do a lot of whole animal butchery. So I opened the restaurant a year ago. I started catering 4 years ago. We're going to celebrate our 1-year anniversary on 11/11.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
That's
much.
fantastic.
And,
We're so glad to have you here.
Yeah, come see us in Boulder sometime.
Absolutely, we will. Hey, thanks so much. Well, grab a fork and take a bite. You can make this simple recipe at home tonight. We have posted the recipe to the Colorado & Company Facebook page. You can also find other great recipe ideas to inspire you during the changing seasons in Colorado at porkbeinspired.com/porkcast. Find out more about Chef Hosea online at blackbelly.com. The National Pork Board paid for this segment.